Hi everybody, welcome to this expert-only playthrough for the Panhellenic Games tournament here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. As I said, tailored to expert in terms of the clubs used. However, please note there is a wind modifier here, so you will have increased winds than what is shown. However, that does not mean the video is useless. You can still use the shots shown here, but bear in mind you will need to make extra allowances in your adjustments and your setups for the increased wind strength. Before we look at the replays though, please give me a thumb up if you don't mind. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Totally free to do that. If you're looking for a more general pro and expert division playthrough, there is one of those on the channel as well. Timestamps in the video description down below. Final thing to mention, of course, is a lot of these replays were from previous tournaments before the ball attribute changes were made. So bear in mind, if I refer to a Kingmaker as a power 3 ball, that is now a power 6 ball and so on. But as it's free to play balls, you will still be able to see what balls I'm using. Good luck, here we go. Hole 1, we're going to play with Apocalypse, Kingmaker and the Thorn. With APOC 5 and 6, white ring touching the rough on the right at the top of plus 10 yards. Then we are adding spin, and we're going to go with 5.8 top spin only, so no side spin required. If you've got APOC level 4, you will be at P3 max rest, that is plus 16 yards for APOC 4, with half of the white ring overlapping the rough on the right. Adjust max plus 10%, maximum distance 10% elevation. Then we're going with full overpower and no curl. It's a nice slow needle for APOC 5 and above, still should be fairly slow with APOC 4, bouncing nicely on the fairway. Take care of your pull angle so that you don't land directly in the rough. Second bounce in the rough and then rolling out to a drive distance of around 375 yards. Second shot using the Thorn, find the minimum distance line and then add your spin. Max backspin, half a bar of side spin to the left, then we push up and count the rings up from min to have the ball guide as it shows here. And you'll see the right edge of the cup there, that's where I want my ball guide. So just through the hole, but going over the right edge of the cup. For me, in this example here, I pushed up 4 rings from min. So 4 rings from min. Obviously, you do need to push up at least 2 or 3 rings to make sure you have room to adjust, so it pays not to go too far on the drive. 0 elevation, it's 1% slider per ring from min, so 4 rings up from min, going here 4% on the slider, pulling over the bullseye, and we're dropping it nicely for the eagle on this par 4. Here we are going to use the sniper, and we are going to play from the P3 minimum distance line with the blue ring touching the rough. Then we are adding our spin. We're going to use a Kingmaker because we need the right spin here. 3 bars of right spin, and it's going to be with 3.1 backspin. So I judge that to be 2 clicks more than 3. So 3.1 backspin. 3 right spin, blue ring touching the rough there at the minimum distance line. Make sure you've packed the grizzly so you've got a firm min line to push back against. Min plus 30, power 2 settings. Now, in the video I played without curl. You will see this one drops on the left side, so I would maybe recommend you consider adding 1 click of right curl just to get this dropping at the pin. On to a par 5 now, a max stretch position with the power 3 ball, and I'm having the bullseye just before the ball guide is bouncing on the fairway. So the first point it gets clipped by the rough. That is with APOC 5 and above. APOC 4 you'll have to judge the aim yourself because you're not going to be having the range to find that position as you've got 6 yards less on your driver. We're going with 5.8 top spin and 3 left spin. Then I'm adjusting maximum distance with 10% elevation. This is an aggressive drive, may not be for everybody, but I want to have a good look at the albatross. Just over 1 ball of curl to the left. Full overpower, it's a really slow needle, which is good. And we are, of course, wanting to hit perfect because we've got a narrow bit of fairway to land across here. And also I want to be close to the rough on the right, so be wary of great balls. Drive distance here, you want to be around 410 yards. Second shot with the Guardian, it is nice if you've got Guardian level 9 for the distance, max backspin. And you can see here the third bounce just at the back of the cup, but about a green square to the left. Important to have that offset. You will need to tweak the setup slightly here, though. I just run out of pace on this one. What I want to do is catch the slope on the back of the green and have the ball roll back down into the hole. I just max +5 because I am at max distance of my club. However, like I said, maybe a slight amendment to the aim point here, looking at those bounces as references. Something to tweak from, but if you get this one right, a very nice chance for an albatross. On this par 3, we're going to look at the ring references first. Blue ring touching the rough on the left and the inner green ring touching the tree shadow, the top of the inner ring touching the tree shadow. Then we are adding spin, 0.8 top spin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. Very simple adjustment with our sniper. We're going to go 1 to 1. So 8.2 in wind. I'm going to adjust this one 8.2 rings. So look at those ring references. Make sure you've got the inner ring touching the tree shadow there with the blue ring touching the rough on the left at the same time. And then we're going to use a little bit of curl here. I'm going to go with right curl, half wall right curl, so the right edge of the Kingmaker, halfway into the wall on the right-hand side. And this one drops beautifully for a hole in one. Got some headwind to deal with here. We're going to set up with the quarterback, blue ring touching the rough on the right at P3 max rest with QB 9 and 10. Then we swap to our APOC and thorn bag and add spin, which is going to be 5.8 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. Once we've done that, we adjust max +10 power 3. Now, because of the headwind here, if you've got APOC 4, you may well adjust into some overpower. It's probably not going to be very much though, so you should still have a good chance at hitting perfect. You can see with APOC 5, it takes me here with this mid-wind range to +11. So it's only going to be minimal, but if you do adjust into overpower with APOC 4, add that on to your shot. If not, centre ball, no curl, hit perfect, and note your drive distance, because that will advise us of our slider value for the second shot. Now, if you're not familiar with the slider or using drive yardage or reference checks, check out my Academy tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. Second shot, I would recommend you use left spin only and find the funnel with the blue ring touching the rough and have the ball guide as straight as possible and going just through the hole. Now, your amount of left spin may vary depending on your drive. So for me, it was around 1.5 bars. Try that to begin with, but if you need to, quickly do a respin and get the amount that gets that ball guide in the funnel and as straight as possible. Drive distance of 332 yards. I'm playing this one 30% slider, 10% elevation, and as always, on my approach shots with the thorn, I'm pulling over the bullseye, and this drops beautifully for an eagle. NMT drive here on this par 5. We are going to add spin, and that is going to be 5.8 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the left. Once we've done that, we adjust our rings. Max +20, power 3. Be careful of your pull angle here, because if you don't pull in a straight line, and you have some inadvertent pull angle here, or push angle, because the trees are in the way, so I would push the rings. You may catch the rough on your first bounce. If you're worried about that, you could always do your NMT position, but before you adjust, you could just nudge the target back by a couple of clicks, just in case you're worried about not pushing or having that wind arrow absolutely straight. We're going with 3/4 ball curl to the left here and hitting perfect, and then we're going to roll out very nicely down the fairway to a drive distance of around 370 yards. Second shot here, I'm going to go for the rough bump, and I'm playing with 1/2 bar of top spin and 3 bars side spin to the right. In fact, I just increased the top spin a little bit there to around 0.8. Unfortunately, I need to tweak this again, or rather you will need to tweak it again. I've got the ball guide just going high of the cup here, but I want to catch the slope. So I'm playing landing position plus yards. So with sniper 10 plus 2 is going to be 75% slider, and that would be the equivalent of plus 4 with a sniper level 9. Playing the 0 elevation here, but like I said, a little tweak to the top spin might be needed, because I think that is the key to get this one to drop. But a perfect ball approach here will give you an idea of what tweak you need to make. As you can see, I'm just missing it a little bit on the low side, so maybe going up to 0.9 or 1 top spin would do nicely. Second shot, very easy setups here from the min line with the quarterback. Blue ring touching the bunker, so that's the left side of the blue ring, touching the bunker. P3 min line, 4 back spin and 3 right spin. Really simple adjust. You see I've got 8.4 as my wind strength, and that's the number of rings I'm going to pull. So 8.4 rings, 1-to-1 adjustment with our quarterback. Once we've done that, we centre the ball and hit perfect. And then we are going to set up a shot with the sniper. Now I'm deliberately playing short on the drive here so I can play from the minimum distance line with the sniper. So make sure you've got the grizzly in the bag, because it will make this next setup easier. Now, your spin is going to vary here. You will need always 3 left spin, and the back spin is going to vary, and that will obviously depend on your drive position. But what I'm trying to do here is find a nice landing position, and I will give you a zoom in here, and you can see the ball guide there is going in the middle of the dark green square column to the left of the pin. So the backspin may vary. Pause the video very quickly at the start of the shot there. You can see what spins I was using there. And the adjustment here is min plus 40. I am pushing the rings once again here because the trees otherwise are going to be in the way. So it's going to be, a couple of bars of backspin, give or take. Just check what I used in the video, but always use 3 left spin. Min plus 40. Centre the ball and hit perfect. Don't worry about adjusting into the bunker. Just be as accurate as you can. Bouncing on the fairway, catching the slope on the top of the green there, and falling for the eagle. Hole in one here with the sniper. We're going to have the red ring touching the rough on the right, but also the beginning of that tree shadow, the top of the red ring. So 2 contact points to look at here. That is before spin. Then we are going to add spin, and it is going to be approximately 4 back spin and 1.5 left spin. It looks like maybe a couple of clicks less. But to be honest, I'm really looking at ball guide. You can just see there it is deliberately short of the pin, but we are aiming pretty much at the pin. It's going to be 1 green square short though. So make sure you get those red ring references touching the shadow and the rough, and then you add your spin from there. If it's a click or 2 different for you, it shouldn't matter too much. Mid plus 15, power 2 settings. For me, that's 7.9 for a 7.7 wind, but always check yourself. We are using sniper 10 numbers. Centre the ball, hitting perfect, and this one is going to bounce up onto the slope, onto the green, and we're just rolling in nicely there for the hole in one. Now, for this shot, I'm playing with a Kingmaker. You could actually play this shot with a Titan. I've deliberately restricted myself to 2 bars of side spin here. Blue ring touching the rough on the left with the rock, at +8 with the rock level 8, +6 with the rock level 8, +5 with the rock level 9. 2 top spin, 2 left spin, 1-to-1 is the adjustment here. So 9 in wind, going to be 9 rings, and obviously I deliberately picked a high wind strength here with the Kingmaker so that you can see it's going to work with a Titan as well, because the lowest wind with the Titan is 8.2. 3/4 ball curl to the left, no overpower. Very important that you do not overpower this shot, but make sure you hit perfect. If you're worried about great balls to the left, you could reduce the curl slightly. It's up to you. Second shot, you need your big dog or the Cataclysm, but aim here with the bullseye in the middle of the 2 trees at P3 max rest. 6 top spin, 2 right spin, and we just want to see the ball guide coming out from the rough there. So bullseye in the middle of the 2 tree trunks. Now, max +0 is the adjust here, and in this replay I played with circle drop overpower. You don't have to do that, and if you're worried about catching a glitch roll, I would say get rid of the circle drop overpower. Even without any overpower, which I tried once or twice, the ball still rolled out nicely. Obviously you've got a slightly longer wedge, but it's by no means a difficult wedge. We are using half a ball of curl to the right here. If you want to tweak the setups here to use all the right spin or left spin on your Kingmaker, use the 3 bars, you can do. But of course, like I said, I designed this so that it could work with a Titan as well. Easy wedge for your eagle.